Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video where I chat about books that will emotionally destroy you. You can see Luna in the background, she's stretching. Hi, you're being so cute. She's just like relaxing. So anyways, I wanted to do this video because I recently read a book that inspired me to do this, which was Broken Harbor by Catherine Cowles. This is her new release. It's going to release November 17th. And this book is so emotional. Oh my gosh. I loved it so much. It is a single mom hockey romance set in a small town, and the heroine, she is just very particular about who she lets around her son after stuff from her past with her ex. And the hero is coming back into town from being a professional hockey player, and he starts working at the local rink teaching like kids lessons, and her son signs up to do lessons with him, like on the hockey team and stuff. And so then they start hanging around each other and start kind of growing a little bit of a friendship. But they're both so broken from previous things in both of their respective pasts, and they really have to work through it together. And I love that they were both kind of tortured characters, so they weren't perfect. They had to really fight for their romance, and I just loved it so much. And of course we have suspense with the heroine's past and actually the hero's past as well in this one. This one I feel like was probably the most emotional romance that I've read from Catherine, because it just feels like both characters are so broken, and it's just so sad to see how they talk about themselves and their their character. And I just love how they both, found their worthiness in the other, and it is just so beautiful. I definitely teared up towards the end of this one listening to the audio. It is just so good. Then I have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This one is a very dark romance. So the hero and heroine do not get along. He is actually the fiance of her sister, and so they were at their engagement party, and the heroine needs to be driven home, and the hero begrudgingly is like, okay, I'll drive you. And they end up getting in a car accident, and the guy that jumps out ends up kidnapping them both. And so they are kidnapped and held hostage in this guy's basement for 2 weeks, and they just have to do horrible things to each other, witness each other going through these horrible things, and they come out survivors. And it is just such a beautiful story because they really do fall in love, and but it's like, how can they do that to her sister? And they've always never gotten along, and now they get along, and they have this, kinship now, and it's just, everything is different, and I love it so much. This one is just so emotional because they really have to heal together from the trauma that they experienced, and it's such a beautiful story. I can't recommend this book enough. Then I have House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in the House of Earth and Blood series. Crescent City series. And this one is another just gut-punching story, because at the beginning of the story, we find out that the main character, her best friend, dies. And throughout this fantasy romance, we are trying to find the killer of her best friend. And so we go through a lot of emotions with the character, Bryce, and it is just so devastating. And this one, there's some deep cuts in this book, in the first book, and we go through a lot with these characters. And I just remember literally sobbing at the end of this book because it was just so sad, but just so beautiful at the same time. And so Bryce and Hunt, the hero, work together trying to figure out what happened to her best friend and this pack of wolves. And this is an urban fantasy series, and she is half fae, half human. The hero is an angel. It has the slow burn trope. Workplace, they have to work together, forced proximity, tortured hero. It's just a really fantastic series, and this one just makes me cry every time I read it. I just love it so much. It will just destroy you in the best way, and I love when books do that. Then I have Manacled by Sin Lin Yu. I just this book is one of the best books I've ever read. It's just so powerful. This is a Hermione fan fiction that revolves around where Voldemort won the war against the Order, and so Hermione is like the only one left standing, and she is in prison for months and months. She is placed with the Malfoy family because they have this breeding program that Voldemort enacted where women wizards would be given to these high lords to basically be bred and make babies. And so Hermione is given to Draco because they think that if she gets pregnant, she'll remember her past, and they can jog memories and get information out of her. And so this one is just such a beautiful story because it's so much more than the synopsis I just gave you. I just don't want to spoil anything, but it is just so gut-punching, and especially that ending, literally sobbing, crying, and throwing up at the same time. Like, it is just, oh my God, it's like gut-punching. It's just literally insane. You're like, how could that happen? It's just such a beautiful story. Their romance is so beautiful. It's very angsty. It's a slow burn romance. This book is so long, but it is worth reading. It is so worth reading. I highly, highly recommend it. Then the last book I want to talk about is What He Doesn't Know by Candy Steiner. This is a duet, and this duet is absolutely fantastic. It is just so angsty. Like, this is the angst that Candy is known for, I think, personally. So the hero and heroine are married, and they've been married for years, and they have just gone through a lot over the past years. They went through child loss, and they just don't feel connected anymore. And the heroine just feels like the hero just doesn't care anymore. And so she ends up reconnecting with a past like high school friend who was also friends with her brother, and she had a crush on him back in high school, and they kind of start hanging out with each other, and they start an affair. And this has the cheating trope in it, so definitely know that before you go in if that's not something you like. But she just needs to find solace in someone, and she doesn't feel seen by the hero, and he betrayed her in a lot of ways in this book. And this duet is just fantastic. It is amazing. It's gut punching. You go through a lot of emotions, and the thing that I find like so like stabbed to the heart is that you don't get the other hero's POV until the second book, which is the hero who she's married to. This is a love triangle romance. Like, you get her POV and the other guy, but not that hero. And he is just so silent the whole book, her husband. And it's like, I want to know what you were thinking. I want to know so badly. And I just remember reading this and like flipping through the pages so fast because I was like, I'm dying to know, like, what is your point of view from this? And this book is just so insane, and I love it so much. And you honestly don't know who she's going to choose at the end. And that's why I love it. And it's just so powerful and deals with a lot of different aspects. So I definitely check the triggers before reading this one. But it is so good. It is so angsty. It's so emotional. You just feel so connected to the characters and what's best for them. It is just fantastic. And I feel like the Candy Steiner books that I think are the angstiest are this series and then A Love Letter to Whiskey. That's it from the ones I've read so far, unless I'm missing someone. But A Love Letter to Whiskey is another book that is just insane because it's the trope of like right person, wrong time. And it's the wrong time all the time. And you're like, oh my God, you guys are literally perfect for each other. You need to get together. And it is just so gut punching and just like horrific. I remember like crying reading that book and just being like, I don't understand how they cannot be together. Like, they're literally so stupid. And I was like, I just want to throw my book across the room because it's like, this is ridiculous. You guys deserve to be together. Like, stop being stupid. So I love that one as well. It is just so good. All right, well, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing me chat about really gut-punching emotional romances that I think you would really enjoy. I just love crying to books, and I just think that's the beauty in books, like how powerful a book can be where, you know, non-realist, like they're not real characters, but they feel real enough that you feel emotion with them, and I just love that. So these are some of my favorites. If you read these, definitely let me know. I would love to know. If you made it this far, do the emoji where you're just like sobbing, crying. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.